Alexandra Palace goes off, there's like those pallets just stacked up, and it was set alight and it was massive. Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new around here, I am Yvette and I moved to London in May this year, and I am experiencing all things British and I'm just documenting them along my way, along with my travels around Europe. It is currently November, so it's getting colder, but what also happens in November in England is Fawkes Night or Bonfire Night. And because I am new to the UK, this is my first one ever, and if you know what Bonfire Night and Fawkes Night is, it makes sense that it's my first one because I've never been here in November. If anyone watches me that doesn't know what Fawkes/Bonfire Night is, it is on the 5th of November, which I said the 4th of November. I think I was thinking 4th of July in my other video. Never mind. Because they have a rhyme that says, remember the 5th of November, something, something, something. You can put down below what it is, but something like remember the 5th of November. The annoying thing with that rhyme is that you can say remember the 4th of November and it still works. So does it, like, what's the point? I'm remembering November at this point. But anyways, it is the 5th of November. It commemorates the failed assassination attempt. Is it an assassination attempt? By Guy Fawkes, who was attempting to blow up the Houses of Parliament. He had gunfire underneath the Parliament and was going to set it off, and then he got caught before he could do it. So now every year on the 5th of November, all around the UK celebrates that he failed by lighting a massive bonfire, letting off fireworks, which I was talking to someone who's British, and they were saying that you can't normally let off fireworks, but I think there's like a grace period over near Guy Fawkes Night where you're legally allowed to set off fireworks. So Guy Fawkes Night this year was on the 5th of November, was on Tuesday. So for that whole like week, it's just been like going off. It's been real testing for Bambi, but turns out she's not scared of fireworks, which is great. It's really cool to be sitting in your apartment and like seeing fireworks go up. I've never had that before. I've never been that close to it, but I think people are just setting it off in their backyards. I'm not sure, but regardless, it's very cool for the week of. And so because it was on a Tuesday, I was like unsure of where to go or how to celebrate. So I asked you guys over on my Instagram, which if you're not following me, my Instagram is Yvette's Vibes. I'll put links below and it's on the screen. Go follow me over there because I often get your input for videos, and I've got an exciting one coming up for my birthday. So there's a hint, you'll be directly involved for a video in December if you go follow me now. Regardless, you guys all suggested Alexandra Palace was a place to be for Bonfire Night. So I bought some tickets. They were £11, which I was like, I was like, not the cheapest. But I thought for my first Bonfire Night, I was like, I'll do it properly, I'll do it right, because I know there are different fireworks all around London in different parks that you can go for free. Alexandra Palace is more of like a carnival, and I did film bits of it, so I'll insert that as I go. Alexandra Palace had a cinema happening with a film, I think it was Harry Potter, and they had an Oktoberfest garden, they have carnival rides, they have the bonfire obviously, they had live music, and they had food stalls everywhere. So you pay £11 to go in, but then if you want to go to Oktoberfest or the cinema, you have to pay an additional, I think it was £11. So it's like just paying for access basically. But and obviously food you have to pay for, but the live music and the bonfire is included. But yeah, so we live near Ali Pali, so we drove over, got parking, which I was like shocked. I was like, there's no way, but there's no easy way for me to get there with public transport where I live. It's just one of those awkward places to get to for me. Regardless, we got there, we arrived at like 6 o'clock at night, and obviously being November, it's dark at 6 o'clock, which is cool. I've never been to like a carnival or a fair at night before. It's always a daytime thing that I've happened, like, because we have the Easter show in Australia, and it's not very similar, it's a bit similar, it's much more farm based, but lots of animals and farmers and wood chopping. But it's always the daytime. I've never gone to a carnival like that at night. So we have arrived, sorry I'm really short, we have arrived at Alexandra
Palace, which is for Bonfire Night, which is our first Bonfire Night ever. You guys correctly told me that it's actually to celebrate that he failed, not that he won or that he wanted to bomb them. It's a little bit drizzly, thus I've left my hair wavy, so you can't hate me on that. It's all intentional. So, first impressions, it's very cool, it's very big. Alexandra Palace goes off. There's like all different food trucks. We've got like three different types of live music, rides, awesome. Games, candy store, food. So I'm excited about the food. I've already picked up my dessert, classic. But I got to get some dinner, but it's quite cold, so I'm probably going to get something warming. So maybe chips or a curry or something. But yeah, and the bonfire. How the bonfire?
Oh, massive.
I've never seen a proper bonfire because Australia is always on a fire ban. So we've never seen a bonfire proper, other than like a campfire. So that's crazy.
So there are fireworks on the other side. False alarm.
But yeah, we're gonna run around and explore. We're back.
First thing I did was I wanted to go see the bonfire because I've never seen a proper bonfire. But these ones are massive. It was like those pallets just stacked up, and it was set alight, and it was massive. And yeah, it's weird to see it in like a celebratory way, because like when I've seen fires that big, they've been threatening my house and I've had to evacuate. So it was a lot, but it was fun. And then they had all these food stalls.
So it is dinner time and we have gone for some, what have we gone for? I've already forgotten. Katsu curry. Daniel's here. I've gone for some vegan katsu taste test. They have spring rolls in it, which is weird.
It's very weird.
Oh
It's katsu sauce with spring rolls and fried rice.
Can't get it. I love Japanese curry.
Oh, so good.
Even from the fair, it's good. My hair looks crazy. Excited for churros? Get excited for churros.
Yeah.
We're on to round 2. Churros, can't go any other way. Goes without saying, we got the extra chocolate dipping sauce. That's so good. They might be better than Spain.
Disney level? Better than Spain.
Controversial. It's so good. Daniel need to try these.
And they had this live music when you went in, which I thought was the coolest part, because the live music, it was like pretty non-offensive, easygoing, just like party music. And they even had like 70s and 80s hits everywhere, you know. Fire dancers, they had fire cannons firing out fireballs every now and then. They also had a fire dancer and she'd eat the flames. I was like, I love when they stay on theme like that, it's amazing. Well, one thing I wish I knew, and it was like fluke that it worked out, was that it's very muddy because it's been raining in the day, but the entire field was just like absolute mud pit. I should have worn my wellies. I wore boots, thank God. I wasn't wearing like ballet flats, but that would have been so much worse. But wellies would have been better, not ruining my boots, but anyway. And then we walked from the bottom of the park up to the actual palace because it's on a hill. And that's where the fireworks went off. And so we went up there at 8 o'clock was the fireworks. So we were 2 hours. We didn't go on any carnival rides because they were kind of pricey. It was like, I think it was £6 to go down a slide, like one of those like the ones at Brighton that go around the thing. It was like that. It wasn't even big, and it was £6. And I was like, no. So, and I feel like I go to so many theme parks, it's like carnival rides don't really do it for me anymore because I'm so like, I've been kind of spoiled with all of like the Disneylands and the Universal Studios of the world. But anyways, at 8 o'clock we decided to go on top to the palace because it's on a hill and you have this beautiful skyline of London. And that's where the fireworks went off. So I went there a bit early because I wanted to get a good spot, and it was really interesting because it's just, like I said, it's the perfect skyline of London and you can see all the fireworks going off all over town, and I've never seen that because when I went, like the closest equivalent we have is Australia Day in Australia, which is like when the first fleet landed. It's mired in controversy, we shan't go into it, but they don't do fireworks. And then the only time we do fireworks would be New Year's Eve, and the only place to go and see fireworks is the harbour. Like there's one spot, so it's like an absolute mosh pit, and it's like kind of dangerous having to go there. Like I wouldn't take my kids because I'd be scared they'd be like stampled, crushed. Anyway, so So it was really cool seeing that there's so many different ones, and I was like picking where I want to go next year. I was like, I think it was Battersea was what I could see. I was like, that looks cool, I'm going to Battersea next year. But yeah, and like you could just, it was just so cool seeing so many, and the whole city kind of light up all at once kind of thing. And then ours went off and it was really good. They went for a long time. I think it was like 20 minutes of fireworks, and it was all set to music, and it was like good music. I liked it. It was like the Killers and like old school stuff. They even had like Bollywood type music in there at one point, and that was really fun because everyone started dancing, and yeah, it was great. And then we were like, oh, do you want to stay around? We weren't going to go to the Oktoberfest because I was like, if I want to do Oktoberfest, I'll do it not on Bonfire Night. And I didn't see the point in paying for a cinema when I could go to a cinema any night. I wanted to see, you know, Bonfire Night. I can understand that's more of a thing maybe if you have kids. But it was cool, and then we were like deciding whether to hang around, but it seemed like everyone was going home because it's quite cold, obviously being November. So 9 o'clock at night was like less than 10 degrees, so it's not exactly like a summer evening or anything. So then we headed home after that, and we were home by like 9:30, and I was like, I love this. I get to be like going out. It just feels so efficient because you have to go out, have a nice night out, and then get home still relatively early. I think that's because I live a lot closer to the city than I did in Australia, because it took me like an hour and a half to get home, maybe even 2 hours depending where you were, because of transport being so rubbish in Australia. So it's like so fun to be like so close and get home and not have to like go straight to bed. Anyways, I'm a grandma, is what the point of the whole damn story is. I'm like excited to go home. It was a great evening. I like how there's not heaps of pressure with Bonfire Night. Like I used to say that about Halloween, but I think Bonfire Night's even less pressure because you kind of just, it's basically just having dinner near a bonfire and watching fireworks. Like it's a really casual, nice evening. And Ali Pali was one of the bigger ones, like with everything going on, and it was still very relaxed and chill in a good way. Like you didn't feel like you were missing out, I had to be somewhere and blah, blah, blah. And there was still live music, so you have to enjoy that. But yeah. So I would love to get your feedback, since I'm obviously very clueless on Bonfire Night, but is what I went to normal, or is that like a bit more commercialized? What's it like where you are, particularly if you're outside London, if you're like in a different county, or if you're in like another city like Manchester or something, or even Edinburgh. Edinburgh goes off at New Year's, so I can only imagine Bonfire Night. Maybe they're anti-English government and they're like upset that he failed, which I understand. So yeah, so tell me your thoughts, because I'd be so interested to know how it's celebrated differently around the UK. And then tell me where you think I should go next year for Bonfire Night, because I don't want to go to the same thing, because I'm all about new experiences, experiencing, you know, all parts of the UK and London. At the moment, I'm looking at Battersea, because that looked like a big one that was worth going to, but it was quite far for me. However, they were like, you pay for the ticket and then you had to pay extra for an after party. I'm like, what is the after party? I'm a grandma, but is it cool? I don't want to miss out. So if you went to Battersea, tell me what that was, because I'd be interested. So if you liked this video, give it a thumbs up and tell me all your experiences of Bonfire Night. Did I do it wrong or completely? And you're like, you missed the entire spirit of the holiday somehow. And remember, hit subscribe so I can see you next time. Bye.